Mani eshitayapsizmi Dilnoza?
Endi eshitilyapti hocam.
Okay, assalomu alaykum hurmatli Navruz bayramining ishtirokchilari. Dear friends, our community, faculty, students and staff, we are ready to start our event. And before we start our event, we wanted to bring the joy to show you the spring. And we will start with Zamira Salam's performance about spring coming to this earth. Enjoy her performance, please.
از شاخ در سر گذر یا از مسیاری یا نداری سر گذر روز سر گذر از شاخ در سر گذر یا از مسیاری یا نداری سر گذر سلطان بالا تختگر اخت خوشل تختگر ملیک اسم بختگر سلطان بال تختگر اخ خوشل تختگر ملیک اسم بختگر بینالر پرسه گذر اوزل سه گذر از شاخه در پرسه گذر یا روز مسیارنی یا ندگر سه گذر یا ندگر سه گذر çok sada çalsa işti bir neva arzuyundaki ziba yürekten olsa güzel acip çok sada çalsa işti bir neva arzuyundaki ziba yürekten olsa güzel uzunsa güzel maşallah olsa güzel yar azmaz yarını yanına gitse güzel yanına gitse güzel avaylaşıp birbirine aşkar edip barsın söz kalmay şirin şirin hayaller sürse güzel avaylaşıp birbirine aşkar edip barsın söz kalmay şirin şirin hayaller sürse güzel uzunsa güzel az şakada dursa güzel yar uzunmaz yarını yanına dursa güzel uzunsa güzel az şakada dursa güzel yar uzunmaz yarını yanına dursa güzel yanına dursa güzel.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Zamira, for your beautiful dance. Thank you so much. With that, we would like to start, and I think it would be appropriate to give the floor to Mr. Akrar Burhanov, who is joining our event on behalf of the Uzbek Embassy in the United States, and he would like to congratulate us with Navruz holiday. Dear Mr. Akrar Burhanov, the floor is yours. I just would like to thank you for all your support, being so positive and always active in supporting students across the United States, participating in all events, no matter it's a little event from little campus, you're always there for us. We really appreciate you, and we hope to see you in person in September at the University of Wyoming. Our University of Wyoming is happy to host you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hasilov, for the kind introduction and inviting. It's my great honor. Dear Provost and Alexander, honorable guests, distinguished participants, I'm very grateful to the University of Wyoming's Central Asian Student Association and Dilnoza Hasilova for hosting and inviting me to one of the most beautiful and deep-rooted celebrations of the new day. Yesterday, you might know that in Washington, D.C., the Embassy of Uzbekistan, together with diplomatic missions of Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan, hosted Navruz, joined by the high dignitaries of U.S. government, including the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. Today, we honor not only UNESCO's recognized intangible cultural heritage of humanity that promotes values of peace and solidarity between generations and within families, as well as reconciliation and neighborliness, but also scientifically proven vernal equinox. I need to emphasize that one of the first depictions of Navruz were found in the early works of our great scientist astronomer Abu Rayhan Biruni, who over 1,000 years ago in his treatises entitled Monuments of the Past Generations wrote about the ancient holiday, the traditions of its celebration, and how this spring equinox were calculated. Though opinions and myths about Navruz are different, they are bound by universal common ideas such as creativity and virtue. It's a holiday of awakening and renewal for all mankind that has successfully passed the test of 1,000 years of history. The celebration of this glorious holiday, the holiday of beauty and sophistication, has already begun in our countries. Dear all, as spring comes and we approach the end of another year of studies, I wish you more successes in your academic and personal lives. Let the Navruz finally represent the new beginnings and the end of struggles we have been facing over the last year. Navruz Mubarak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Burhanov. We would like to continue with a song that will be performed. Umid Shams, one of the popular singers of Uzbekistan, who moved to the US and lives in Brooklyn, New York right now, and is performing Uzbek, not only Uzbek, but all Central Asian songs across the United States. We would like to welcome you and thank you so much for being here, Umidjan. Umidjan, can you unmute yourself, please?
Barchalarga assalomu alaykum. Hammalarga, barcha yurtdoshlarimizga va barcha qardosh xalqlarimizga Navruz ayomi muborak bo'lsin. Sizlar uchun Nyu-Yorkdan o'zimizni qaynoq salomlarimizni yo'llaymiz va ushbu tarona aynan sizlar uchun o'zbek tilida marhamat.
Dear panelists, you're allowed to get up and dance a little bit because we've been sitting for a whole hour.
Yalla, 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 yalla,
Yana bir bor Navruz ayomi muborak bo'lsin barcha yurtdoshlarimizga, qordosh xalqlarimizga.
Rahmat Kattakon Umijan. With that, I would like to start our main event, and I would like to say, dear guests, UW faculty, staff, students, and our community, on behalf of the Central Asian Student Association, international community, diverse domestic community, Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, University of Wyoming, and Central Asian countries, I would like to welcome you to our virtual Navruz celebration. This event is not just a cultural event, but an educational and a big event that we can all celebrate together. The University of Wyoming Central Asian Student Association has been celebrating Navruz for the past 7 years. Due to COVID regulations, the CASA is celebrating this holiday and this educational event virtually, thus making this event open to the public and to the whole country. The main goal of the organization and event is to bring together UW students, faculty, staff members, and the community to celebrate Persian New Year, Central Asian New Year, and American New Year. The event focuses on cross-cultural understandings and educating the community about Central Asian culture. We believe through such educational awareness and cross-cultural events, we can educate each other. We can celebrate this holiday together. We can educate about our values, our beliefs about our countries. We can unite our communities through such events, beautiful holidays. We are fortunate to live in a big country, study in this country, and celebrate our traditions in the United States, the country that unites people, the country that is inclusive, the country that welcomes immigrants, motivated and educated people. That's what America is about. We're so happy to be here. Especially, we're lucky to live and celebrate such event in the state of Wyoming. Go Wyoming, go Cowboys, yay! In this regard, I would like to express my gratitude to the University of Wyoming administration, to the state of Wyoming, to the ACUW, who is supporting such events for a long time. Without such support, these events wouldn't happen. And Global Engagement Office for their being active and supporting such events. Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Office. I know Dr. Manago is watching us. She couldn't join us. She's traveling right now. Specifically, I would like to thank our students, CASA students, who put together this event. Please, Mrs. President, Mrs. Vice President, CASA's treasurer and secretary, please welcome to the stage, introduce yourself, and share about your experiences at CASA. Thank you.
Well, I guess I will start. Hello, everyone. My name is Dobar. I'm the president of Central Asian Student Association, and I'm from Baku, Azerbaijan. So I have been volunteering for this association for quite a few years, I think 3 years so far. Yeah, and this is my first year of being a president.
Thank you, Mrs. President.
Hi, I'm Michelle Wynn. I am the vice president of the club, and I've been on this group for a year, so thank you.
Michelle, could you remind us where are you from and what major are you?
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm studying kinesiology. It's my 3rd year at the University of Wyoming, and I love it.
And thank you so much for being diverse and joining CASA, although you don't have any connections with Central Asian countries. We're so happy to have you. Yep.
Hi, just to clarify, that is Michelle. We're having some technical problems. I'm Deanna Lind. So yeah, she's not Deanna, just to clarify on that. I am actually the treasurer of CASA, and I am from Kazakhstan. I was adopted when I was 5 years old, so I sound more American, and I've grown up in America this whole time. So but yeah, I am actually a pre-vet major with an agricultural business concentration. And I've been in CASA for 3 years, going on to 4 years. So I am glad to be here. Thank you.
Hello, I am Mary. I am Secretary of CASA. I am from Yerevan, Armenia, and I'm studying agricultural economics with minor in statistics. And this is my second year in University of Wyoming and first year in CASA. And thank you, CASA, for this international experience and to studying new things about Central Asia.
Thank you so much, Mary. As you can see, our CASA is so diverse. That's all about Central Asia. We welcome everyone, no matter what culture, what country, what religion background you come from. So we welcome Armenian students in our CASA. We welcome Azerbaijani students for our CASA and from Russian countries as well. So as we continue our event, I just wanted very quickly to touch base about Navruz because I know we have a beautiful presentation about Navruz. But before we continue, I would like to give the floor to our beloved Dr. Anna Alexander, who is supporting CASA for 7 years. It's a big number. She has never missed any of our events, although I knew that she had events at the same time going the same day. She always found the time for our event at least to come and congratulate our students. We love her so much. She's an interim provost of the UW and professor of economics. Students love her. She constantly contributes as an excellent speaker, leader, and mentor of the Navruz events at the University of Wyoming. We hopefully will travel together, Dr. Anna Alexander, to Central Asia with you when COVID is totally gone. The floor is yours.
I can't wait. Navruz Mubarak and Salam Alaikum, Spasibo Bosoy, whatever you speak. I'm just so happy that we're all here. Thank you to CASA for helping us celebrate, and we should celebrate. We have to celebrate this way this year, but there is still so much to celebrate about the spring and new beginnings and new hope that we all have in our hearts at this time of year. After such an incredibly difficult year, after such a year of loss and mourning, but also learning what we are capable of and the joy of connection in different ways. Spring is here in Wyoming today. It's here at UW, it's here wherever you are in the Northern Hemisphere. And the Central Asian Student Association has always done such a beautiful job of showing us how to celebrate the right way this very important part of the year. And I take great joy every year in sharing this day with you to learn about your countries, your cultures, the dancing, the music, the songs. It's just such a joyous occasion. So thank you to all of the students here. Thank you to all of our friends who are here watching. Thank you so much to Dilnoza for always keeping this fire going, and to Amy Roberts, who is here every year too. Dr. Roberts is a huge supporter as well, to the GEO office and to everybody. Navruz Mubarak, let's celebrate.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anna Alexander, and Navruz Mubarak to you as well. With that, we would like to give the floor to our beloved Dr. Amy Roberts, who is not only served as a CASA advisor when I was a student, but she does lots of research, especially in Kazakhstan, in Uzbekistan. She has been traveling all over the world and teaching other faculty, like in the countries like Myanmar, right? Nobody goes there. She goes and educates faculty and shares the values we share at the University of Wyoming. We are just incredibly thankful to this person to be at the University of Wyoming to support those students. Whenever we have any little, troubles or questions we have, she always there for us. Please welcome Dr. Roberts. I think you are muted.
Dr. Koslova, thank you so much for that very, very nice introduction and what we say around the Wyoming. It was so nice that my head's going to be too big to get through the door when I leave. So thank you very much for that introduction. And I want to applaud all the speakers so far, the CASA group introductions, the dances, the singing. And it is such a pleasure to be part of this group this year. I'm so inspired and energized by everyone. And for me, this event is new beginning for us today, for us in Wyoming, Central Asian countries, all over the world. We need that right now. We need this event right now to mark a new beginning for the world. So thank you, Dr. Koslova and the CASA group for knocking yourselves out for months to make this happen. It is a tremendous contribution on so many levels to us as a community. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. With that, let's have a beautiful song about Yaxshilik called by Firuza, which means goodness. So let's listen and we will continue our event. Oh, and before Firuza starts, I would like to mention that Firuza, thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this event. Firuza is a soloist of one of the legendary group in Uzbekistan called Sitara. She was a lovely singer when I was a little girl at high school, looking at her, dancing at her, songs. The life is so interesting. You never know where you meet people, right? We got connected in the United States and we're so happy to work together now. Please welcome Firuza Latipova.
Thank you, Dilnoza. I want to congratulate with Navruz. Я хотела бы всех поздравить с Наврузом. Navruz Mubarak. In this beautiful song for you. Mana güzel beğuba, yanlar bilan didor, o'zingga shukur shunday, kunlarga yetkaz bor. Chin dildan tilayman, hamma bo'lsin baxtli, orzu havasli dunyo, bizda qolsin yaxshilik. Yaxshilik, yaxshilik, hay hay yaxshilik, yaxshilik bag'rida birga yaylaylik. Yaxshilik, yaxshilik, hay hay yaxshilik, nasib etsa yaxshilikda yana ko'rishaylik. ko'zaga tushganda yorug' bo'lsin yuzimiz, mazmunga to'la bo'lsin omonat umrimiz. Sinovi cheksiz dunyo, sabrda ekan ziyo. Bizda qolsin ma'no, bizda qolsin yaxshilik. Yaxshilik, yaxshilik, hay hay yaxshilik. Yaxshilik yo'lidan birga yaylaylik. Yaxshilik, yaxshilik, hay hay yaxshilik. Nasib etsa yaxshilikda yana ko'rishaylik. Yaxshilik, 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 nasib etsa yaxshilikda yana ko'rishaylik. Yaxshilik, yaxshilik, hay hay yaxshilik. Yaxshilik bordidan birga yaylaylik. Yaxshilik, yaxshilik, hay hay yaxshilik. Nasib etsa yaxshilikda yana ko'rishaylik. Yana bir bor Navruz muborak bo'lsin. Happy Navruz.
Ahmad, Firuza, thank you so much for this beautiful song. Thank you. Okay, so we would like to continue. I hope you enjoyed seeing our flags. I tried to represent all Central Asian flags and one flag that unites all of us, the United States flag. Thank you so much. So with that, I would like to give a floor to our amazing, wonderful new Global Engagement Provost, who was extremely helpful supporting students. She has just joined, but in spite of her being a new provost, she has done so much. And without hesitation, when I told her we're hosting an event, she said, I'm coming to this event. So we would like to welcome you, Dr. Isadora Helgoft.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Kasalova, for this event. You've given thanks to us at the university, but really it's we who owe thanks to the Central Asian Students Association and to you for bringing this event to us. This is part of what makes us a great university. I was thinking 7 years of this tradition makes it a cowboy tradition. So I think that's wonderful. We join with 300 million other people around the world today to celebrate this holiday. And it's really nice to have a chance to celebrate our international community and to celebrate in solidarity with all those people around the world who join us to mark the hope for the renewal and all the other things this holiday marks. So thank you so much to the students and to Dilnoza for organizing this event, and Navruz Mubarak. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to pay your attention to Dr. Helga's jacket that she had from Central Asia. We're so thankful. She surprised us with her beautiful jacket today too. Thank you. I would like, at the University of Wyoming, we have wonderful, amazing faculty and staff who speak multiple languages, not only English. They speak in Russian, they speak in Uzbek, they speak in different other languages. We're so thankful to have them on our campus because they're the one who contributes a lot as well. And I see here on the chat, we have wonderful other scholars who are joining from Michigan University, like Dr. Hartman. He's the literacy faculty who is contributing with his research a lot in Central Asia, specifically in Kazakhstan. Like we have our beloved, wonderful Michael Brown, Dr. Brown, who has been working with Kazakh students for so many years. He has done tremendous work, and that's how we got connected. Thank you so much for always supporting CASA. Dr. Brown, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dilnoza, and congratulations to everybody. You know, this is also Central Asian Awareness Day, and I have to admit that I was very ignorant about Central Asia and its culture until I had an opportunity to teach at the Kazakh National University about 10 years ago. It led to some significant research opportunities. People I have met there now are considered close friends. I've stayed in contact with them for years. And I was the recipient of the wonderful hospitality that Central Asia offers its guests. And I still view it as a very important part of my life. What was unexpected about my trips to Kazakhstan was I actually discovered I had relatives there. Part of my background is Russian German. And I found out that some of my relatives had started a village in northern Kazakhstan in 1906. And only last month, I was able to actually gather the names of some of those relatives from a 1923 census that was held in their village. And so I went from ignorance to finding family in Kazakhstan. It was an amazing experience. And we talk about America being a melting pot of people, but Central Asia has been the crossroads of all of human civilizations in the past for thousands of years. So we're just young over here, we're just kids. But this has been a very important part of my life. I've enjoyed these celebrations every year, and I'm very proud to turn this back over to Dr. Dilnoza Kasalova.
Can I just add?
Thank you so much.
Dr. Brown?
Yes.
I just wanted to let you know that my family is all from, they're Germans from Russia as well.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, yeah. So,
well,
incredible story.
Part of what happened because of my trip to Kazakhstan, I'm officially retired at UW, but I'm now a member of a group called the American Historical Society of Germans from Russia. And I edit their journal. And right now I've been working with scholars in northern Kazakhstan who are researching those communities. And it's wonderful to be able to bring that back to the United States and share that information with people who also have relatives who are Russian Germans from that area. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. We'll have to talk at some point.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Dr. Brown. Thank you for your support and being Emeritus Professor at the University of Wyoming. We hope to work with you a lot and do lots of work in Central Asia. Hopefully, inshallah, how we say. With that, I would like to give the floor to April French, who will be congratulating our students, faculty, and community in Russian.
Hello, everyone. Yes. I'm going to start with my Russian congratulations and then translate it into English. От всего сердца, от всей души и со всем сердечным теплом поздравляю вас со светлым праздником весны Navruz. С Новым годом! Солнце в ваши дома, радости, чтобы стали ваши всегда были богатыми, а дома полными гостей, друзей и родственников. Пусть радостный смех и веселые песни звучат в ваших домах, и удача, успех и достаток всегда пребудет в вашей жизни.
Thank you so much. Спасибо большое, дорогая April. Мы очень гордимся. In spite of April is a quite not new, but I would say recently joined the University of Wyoming. And I was so happy to get to know her when she joined the university. I need Russian speakers. I need to talk to somebody. And that's how we got connected. She's an amazing staff. She's working on her dissertation as well. And she is supporting the whole faculty and department of Sciences, right? At the University
College of Health Sciences. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just as a quick little translation of the congratulations, in the Russian language, it is very over the top sometimes, the way congratulations are spoken. So it was from my whole heart, from my whole soul, and with all heartfelt warmth. I congratulate you with the bright holiday of spring, Navruz. Happy New Year. May the sun shine into your homes with joy so that your tables would always be rich and that your homes would always be full of guests, friends, and relatives. May you have joyful laughter and cheerful songs in your homes, good luck and success and sufficiency in everything. May those always be in your life.
Thank you so much, April. Thank you so much for your congratulatory words. I would like to say that we have staff members from ISS, which is International Students and Scholars Office, who are tuning in to watch our event. And I know Diane and Jill are also sending their best wishes, best regards on behalf of their office as well. So, and I see lots of wonderful people are chatting, writing, and I'd like to thank our wonderful Lori Gonzalez, who is administrative assistant at the Global Engagement Office, who was always a part of such events, and she always supported, and actually even on behalf of the University of Wyoming, sent a beautiful thank you note to the Embassy of Uzbekistan when they joined us to celebrate Uzbek Language Day. We are so thankful, and we're so excited to have staff members like you. Thank you. With that, I'd like to give the floor to Umit Shams, and he will perform Kazakh song in Kazakh. Umitjon, unmute, sis.
Happy Navruz, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Kızılırık, kızılırık, su kaldım, ben seni görürüm. Kızılırık, kızılırık, hoşçumada köyün böyle. Kızılırık, kızılırık, su kaldım, ben seni görürüm. Kızılırık, kızılırık, hoşçumada köyün böyle. Na 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 na, hey na 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 na, hey na 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 na, hey na 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 na. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Umit Shams. Thank you so much for this beautiful Kazakh song that made us, feel good and exercise a little bit. So with that, I would like to give the floor to our sponsor, who is always supporting on behalf of the University of Wyoming students. And today we are welcoming Mrs. Vice President of the Associated Students of the University of Wyoming, Emily Winworth. Welcome, Emily. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to speak at this wonderful event. Events like this are so important and valuable to our campus community now more than ever. This past year has been a difficult year, to say the least, and we have endured a lot in such a short amount of time. I admire your perseverance and your unbending optimism to create vibrant spaces of culture and celebration in a year when we need it most. Cultural events like this one are such an intrinsic part of our diverse campus community. I'm honored to be invited here today to speak with you all as Student Body Vice President, but I can only give credit where credit is due. Students such as yourselves who represent the best of UW make me proud to represent you in all arenas. Thank you to everyone who put such hard work and dedication into creating an event like this here at UW that allows us to increase our cross-cultural connections. With spring comes new beginnings, and I wish for good fortune in the months to come for all of you. Congratulations on such an amazing event and such a joyous day. Enjoy yourselves and take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emily, for your beautiful words. And we're so thankful that no matter when we're coming and we are talking to you all, you always support not only Central Asian Student Organization, but other organizations on campus. We're very lucky to have you. Believe it or not, our campus is different from other universities in the world. So yeah, thank you for being an amazing leadership for us. With that, I would like to invite our professor of College of Business, James Gunderson, who is not only supporting CASA's events, but also learns Uzbek with Dilnoza every Saturday. And he would like to congratulate you all with Navruz event in Uzbek. Dear Jim, the floor is yours.
Hamıya salam. Benim ismim Jim. Ben Wyoming Üniversitesi'nde okuyucu bulup işleyman. Barçanız ne Navruz bayramlarınız falan tebriklerim.
Rahmat, Jim. Men juda ham xursand man. You can see the classes are working. He was an amazing student who didn't miss any of my classes. Kudos. Rahmat kattakon sizga. Judayam rahmat. In this navbat, but now we would like to invite our honored guest, Otabek Mahkamov, to present and talk about Navruz and about the Central Asian countries. Dear Otabek, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful celebration of Navruz at my favorite American university, which is the University of Wyoming. I'm delighted to join you in marking this significant holiday, which symbolizes the renewal of springtime. As you know already, because you celebrate this holiday, not the first time, the Navruz word means new day. Also, Navruz marks the first day of spring and is celebrated on the day of astronomical vernal equinox, which usually occurs on 21st of March. It is celebrated as the beginning of the new year by more than 3,000 million people all around the world, and has been celebrated for over 3,000 years in Balkans, the Black Sea Basin, the Caucasus, Central Asia, the Middle East, and other regions as well. Navruz plays a significant role in strengthening the ties among people based on mutual respect and the ideals of peace. Dear students, faculty, and community of the University of Wyoming, and all the guests of unforgettable event, may this Navruz bring happiness, brightness, prosperity to your home. When Americans ask me from which country am I originally, usually they don't recognize Uzbekistan, and instead of that, they re-ask me, is that Pakistan or Afghanistan?
It doesn't happen in Wyoming though.
That's why a friend of mine, I'm sure, yeah, you're right. That's why a friend of mine who studies at Harvard University wrote the special article in one of the newspaper entitled, "My Homeland is not Pakistan." I believe that this geographic confusion is associated with the relatively events in the recent history when one of the largest countries in the world, called the Soviet Union, has been collapsed in August 1991. Although the size of the former USSR was comparable to the size of North America, including the territories of the United States, Canada, and Mexico. After this collapse, the Soviet Union spawned 15 independent states, among which were the countries of Central Asia, such as Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, and of course, Uzbekistan. The 5 Central Asian countries are very similar primarily in terms of their economic situation. They are united not only by the Soviet past and with the ties with Russia. Because I'm originally from Uzbekistan, I could say just briefly about this wonderful country. Uzbekistan is the treasures of the Great Silk Road, the azure mosques of Samarkand, and caravanserais of Bukhara. These oldest cities in the world have the same age as Rome and Pompeii. Uzbekistan is the motherland of world-renowned scientists such as Avicenna, who was the most famous and influential philosopher and scientist of the medieval Islamic world. Mirza Ulugh was an outstanding mathematician, astronomer, educator, and poet of his time. He founded one of the most important observatories of the Middle Ages, and of course, Al-Khwarizmi. Because of him, in math, we know the terms algorithm and algebra. As I mentioned before, I'm originally from Uzbekistan, and I studied and worked there as a lawyer, and then just something about myself as well. I became an interpreter, and then I became a movie actor. Unfortunately, mostly I've played negative roles in all of the Uzbek movies, but in the reality, I'm a very positive, nice, and of course, very modest person.
We believe in that.
Thank you. Later, I became a radio and a TV host, and now I'm a journalist and an interviewer. Currently, I live in New York, where I work on the radio, and also I'm one of the first Uzbek American video bloggers. Just 1 hour ago, I had such a great honor to meet with the students of your university by Zoom. It was my privilege to perform in front of this incredibly educated audience for the 3rd time. In that case, French writer Voltaire once said, "Judge a man by his questions rather than his answers." And currently, I am in the process of writing my motivational book about 100 life-changing encounters. And I would like to make one of the first presentations of this book, of course, at the University of Wyoming. Dear ladies and gentlemen, Navruz Mubarak, and thank you very much for your attention and above all your patience.
Thank you so much, Mr. Otabek. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. For the past 3 years to our campus, you were in person. I know you met Dr. Brown. He applauds you here as well.
Thank you.
I just wanted to let you know that Otabek Mahkamov is a radio host in New York. He hosted me and talked very good about our university. I'm super thankful for that. And he's a journalist, as he said. He has performed in many, many Uzbek movies. And also Otabek is not only an actor, but a good friend of mine because we grew up together when we were little in Fergana, Uzbekistan. I appreciate your friendship as well. Thank you so much. Navruz Mubarak. With that, I would like to continue with our beloved Zamira Salem, who will be performing another beautiful dance. I would like to tell you a couple of words about Zamira. As you know, she has been here as Dr. Anna Alexander for the past 7 years. She has been dancing and dancing, performing and showing our culture, our traditions. So Zamira Salem is an Uzbek performing arts. She focuses on folk Uzbek dancing, lapar, we call traditional national songs, which is used with dairas, and she will show you a beautiful wedding, part of the wedding today as well. So Zamira Salem graduated with a specialization in a professional dance, as I told you. In 1993, she was awarded the best dancer by dancing to Mukarama Turgumbayeva's song. And she was nominated and she was awarded the best award. We are so thankful to her that she is bringing that culture piece to the United States. She's performing not only our events, but other Uzbek communities. And also she teaches dancing workshops, which she did today, and our students really enjoyed. We are thankful to you. Dear Zamira, we are waiting for you.
sanam naz makun yari vafadari tuyam tu bidan yar dilan ki dildari tuyam ey sanam naz makun yari vafadari tuyam tu bidan yar dilan ki dildari tuyam in kadar zar makun bajan haridari tuyam Bale 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 chargitanos babale. Bale 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 raxitanos babale. Bale 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 chargitanos babale.
Let's go dance with me together.
La vidaria baba mera be banchi bonoro vamos a mera be.
Together, come on.
La vidaria baba mera be. Banchi duktarak marakias pisitarak la vidaria baba mera be.
Please join Zamira. Thank you so much, Zamira. Thank you. We enjoyed, as you can see, traditional clothing from Bukhara. Bukhara is an ancient city, Silk Road city in Uzbekistan. Her outfit is all representing Bukharian people. Rahmat Kota, I'm barely breathing as well. I danced with you. So I just wanted to educate you that Central Asia has ancient and classical music and dance tradition. So historically, in Uzbekistan, for example, we have 3 schools of dancing. Fergana is the city in Uzbekistan. Bukhara, thank you, my baby. My daughter brought me water. So, and also Bukhara, Khorazm, I'm sorry, Khorazm. And today you will be able to see all of those performances by Zamira Salam. Dances from Fergana, where women lived in harems, like we say, the places, and softer, more kind of lyric. You have to show your gentleness to be a woman, to be a lady. And on the other hand, dances from Bukhara, as you have seen just now, women are more free, they are more dramatic, and they just use their techniques to show it to you. Okay, with that, we would like to invite again Umid Shams, who will be performing beautiful Uyghur song, because not only Central Asian countries are celebrating this holiday, but people around the world, especially our brothers and sisters. Uyg'urlarimizga bag'ishlangan qo'shig'imiz. Umidjon.
Marhamat, davom etamiz. Uyg'urlarimiz uchun qo'shiqlar. Navruz muborak bo'lsin.
biten rengi başına mavi, rengi başına mavi. Acep uyanmalıyken işte küplüğünden bir, işte küplüğünden. Hey gülüm, işte küplüğünden bir, işte küplüğünden. Ay, senin ben, senin ben, senin bu acımdan. Aşkın gözlerinde yerim asılı bana bulunmaz. Senin ben, senin ben, senin bu acımdan. Aşkın gözlerinde yerim asılı bana bulunmaz. Seni bana bulunmaz. Örgüm örgüm, maaş geldi, maaş geldi. Silahını kırmazsam, çıdamayı yüreğim, çıdamayı yüreğim. Hey gülüm, çıdamayı yüreğim, çıdamayı yüreğim. Ay, senin ben, senin ben, senin bu acımdan. Aşkın gözlerinde yerim asılı bana bulunmaz. Senin ben, senin ben, senin bu acımdan. Aşkın gözlerinde yerim asılı bana bulunmaz. Seni bana bulunmaz. Sen bana bulunmaz. Senin ben, senin ben, senin bu acımdan. Aşkın gözlerinde yerim asılı bana bulunmaz. Senin ben, senin ben, senin bu acımdan. Aşkın gözlerinde yerim asılı bana bulunmaz. Seni bana bulunmaz.
Thank you so much, Vijan. As you can see, I have Uyghur blood in me as well. So I'm Uyghur. My sister used to be an Uyghur. So you made my day today. Thank you so much. So the next, we would like to welcome, as I mentioned, that we are hosting today, not only from our community and not only from our countries, but the guests, wonderful, remarkable people like Mark Rees. Mark Rees began his 25-year career in Central Asia as a US Peace Corps volunteer in the second group to serve in Uzbekistan in 1994 and 1996. He conducted field work for 8 years in Central Asia, supporting and leading activities, including program management as country director for the Department of State Uzbekistan Partnership Program in Comparative Religious Studies. He interpreted and worked as interpreter and consultant for the Department of Defense in the country academic research and scholarly translation. Mark has worked as a site manager for the United States Special Operation Command, managing translation and cultural advisement contracts for the last 9 years. He has worked for the United States Naval Academy, holding position as Deputy Director for the Center for Middle East and Islamic Studies, Founding Director for the Center for Regional Studies. Mark now lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and directs the Mulaqat Cultural Engagement Program. The reason why we wanted to bring him and to acknowledge his work, Mark has graciously donated one of the important book, which is called Bygone Days, to the University of Wyoming's library. We are so thankful and appreciate your work. With that, you can see from dancing, we moved to the literature and the research. Mark, the floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone, so much. I've been sitting here on a Saturday, just really happy. One, the weather is really great in Nashville, Tennessee. But I started this 3-year journey to establish Mulaqat about 3 years ago. And now people like Dilnoza Han, Otabek John, Ahor Beck at the embassy, you're all now old friends. I have to say one of the students is from Phoenix, Arizona. I grew up in Litchfield Park on the outside of Phoenix, pretty much where all the roads came to an end. I guess you could call me a Kishloksky growing up, out in the Dala, out in the countryside. And I joined the Peace Corps, as Dilnoza Han said, in the early 90s. I was a kid that wanted to get out and go see the world. I thought I was going to go to Latin America. I thought I was going to go to Africa. They sent me to the former Soviet Central Asian Republic of Uzbekistan, and I've never really looked back. Being one of the members of the second group to go, there were no dictionaries, there were no maps, there were very little in the language of Uzbek language material to learn Uzbek in advance. We literally stepped off the plane into a new republic having absolutely no idea where we landed. And it's been an incredible privilege, a rare privilege, to watch a republic sort of seek to define itself. But I'll say that at the end of Peace Corps, I was in the city of Kolkan, a conservative city in the Fergana Valley. Fell in love with it. I miss it every day. I miss Northern Arizona and Wyoming, Colorado every day as well. And but at the end of Peace Corps, I had more questions than answers. And my career has been built trying to answer the questions of what I understood about the place of family in Uzbek society, the place of Islam within the Uzbek Republic and within Uzbek society. All of these different sorts of questions. So I did what any normal Peace Corps volunteer does at the end of their service. They go to graduate school. I went to the University of Washington with Professor Ilse Sertautis, old school German, tough professor who started us out with Turkic Runic script, and we made our ways up to the Uzbek language, which was my language of choice. Uyghur was my second language, and then Persian my third. But I still had more questions than answers at the end of graduate school. September 11th occurred, and I began to work on grants and with military members, and I saw the same questions that they had, that Otabek brought up earlier. Everything from really simple geographical questions to what does Uzbekistan represent as a place, as a people, who are the Uzbeks? And so I began translation of Abdullah Qadiri's Ugan Kunlar, translated into Bygone Days. It was written in the 1920s by a Jadid, Abdullah Qadiri. The Jadid movement was a Muslim reform movement in the 20th century that sought to define themselves on their own terms, just like a lot of other colonized people across planet Earth at the time in the 20th century. So I'm going to do a quick screen share just to show you some of the main themes of Ugan Kunlar and why today's Navruz celebration is something that could not be taken for granted 74 years ago, not in this way. So if you bear with me. So people ask me, what does Ugan Kunlar mean to me? Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, this is me, much thinner with hair, in 1995 in Kokan Hudora Han's Urda. I don't call it a palace. I don't call it a museum. I call it what it was an Urda. These are some young students who found me walking around in Hudora. I spent many months in Hudora talking to the man in the center about Uzbek history, Central Asian history. He was a genuine Tarikh Shunos, a specialist. And hot day, but it was just one of those moments in my youth that really kind of captured my experience in Kokan. So Utkan Kunlar means to me a lifetime voyage to explain my experiences and to come to understand them and to explain them to others. Utkan Kunlar means it's about love and family. It's a classic Turkic Persian tale set within the guidelines of a reformist's vision of what he believes an independent Muslim republic would be in the 20th century. It's about reform and modernity. If you notice in this picture, there's a Russian shirt, a Russian hat. You know, Otabek, the trader, the main hero of the story, was a trader on a caravanserai, and he had seen the world by going to northern Kazakhstan, Shamai, which is, I think, around Semipalatinsk. And all these Oxacal whitebeards marvel at how he had gone to go see the world. It's about ethnic conflict, economic and political decline. Utkan Kunlar, Bygone Days, is largely recognized as the first full-length novel in the Uzbek language. And he depicts ethnic conflict between sedentary people and the Kipchaks within Hudora Han's court. Economic and political decline, the 20th century Turkestan having to deal with an increasingly globalized world, and a young Muslim man's ability to reconcile his place in that world, both Otabek the character and Qadiri the author. Kanish Bilish is a, kind of Kuchatilla, kind of a street language in Uzbek. It's kind of an Irish you and yours, your relatives and friends. It's a good and a bad thing at the same time. Like, you always have somebody within your system that can support you during hard times, but it can kind of get in the way of the development of civil society. Qadiri is brutal about corruption in Turkestan society. But this is all leading up to the conquest of the Russians in 1865. The novel starts in 1845. It ends in just a few years before Russian conquest. And so, Qadiri is saying, looking back, writing about a novel about the past to describe his present period of the delineation of borders in 1924 and the establishment of the Soviet Union. He's looking back to describe his present period as a warning to future generations that if we do not define ourselves on our own terms, by our own language, by our own heroes, if we do not remember things like Navruz, other people will define it for us. At the very bottom here, I've got the death of Otabek. I hate to give away the ending of the novel before you've read it, but Otabek dies in the end, and it kind of leaves you sort of wondering, as a novel, what does Qadiri say by that? I'll leave that up to the reader to decide what they take from their individual reading of the book. But these pictures I had commissioned by Kamaluddin Mirzayev and Kahraman Shah Islamov in Tashkent. And the one on the bottom left-hand corner, I think, is the first Persian miniature depicting Tsarist era troops, to illustrate the novel. So that's what Utkan Kunlar means to me, what it means to different people. You will take your own reading from it, but nothing here today can be taken for granted. Remembering Amir Timur, Navai, with Ahrar Khan the other day when we did the Navai celebration, remembering these writers could not be taken for granted for a very long time in Central Asia. And today we can freely celebrate these things. And I have to say that Qadiri would be very happy to see Dilnoza Hon, who is a Jadid herself, right, getting together people of Central Asia, not just Uzbeks, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, Uygurlar, all this ecumenical world that Qadiri was hoping to try to remember. You know, Qadiri, the main character of the story, Otabek's own father, Yusuf Bek Haji, is constantly speaking Tajik throughout the novel. You know, that this is a world that, you know, Qadiri was worried in the 1920s would become homogenized. And when I see, you know, the new president of Kyrgyzstan come to talk about border issues in Uzbekistan, when I see Navruz being celebrated among various embassies within DC who all share that same ecumenical world between Istanbul, Brooklyn, you know, China, Russia, all over the world, when you all share that ecumenical world, I truly believe that you are fulfilling the dream that Qadiri and the Jadids died for in 1938. So I really want to congratulate you on this day. Don't take it for granted, as you clearly aren't. You know, there's joy in everyone's heart and everyone's smiling and laughing. And I think that that's what Qadiri would have wanted for you all. So congratulations, not just on Navruz, but for you being you on the terms that you've established for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. We really appreciate you talking and educating us about the literature and important, you know, history and also culture of Central Asia as well. And specifically, I just would like to thank you for all your work. I know we have mentioned, you know, where you work, but I know that you dedicated hours and hours to translate the, you know, from Uzbek into English, you know, and we just so much on behalf of my country, Uzbekistan, I just would like to thank you for everything you have done by translating the literature. You know, when I got this book, I got so excited. I cried because I read this book when I was in high school. I read the book and I know, and I'm like, oh, my university can read this book. I can introduce this book to my students. It was such a pleasure. And I just would like to say, rest in peace, Ilse. Dr. Ilse. I had a pleasure to meet her 3 years ago in Washington State when I was presenting my Being Uzbek girl and my story, to be from a different part of the world. As you know, I was born in Russia. I'm Russian, but also I'm Uzbek. I am also now American, and I was privileged to talk about my research, and she was there for me. She was listening, and she said, did you know that I am the one who started the Uzbek relationship in the United States with Tashkent? Tashkent and Washington are sisters. And I was so happy to see that. And I hope, you know, that our relationship with Central Asia will grow, and not only the US will do or contribute, but also Central Asian countries will contribute to the United States by educating, by presenting different, you know, ideas, topics, and cross-cultural, you know, themes as well. With that, I would like also to bring our alumni of CASA, who has just graduated from Yale University. Yay, to the University of Wyoming. We have graduates who were studying at Yale, Harvard universities. And Jeanette is originally from Turkmenistan, and she would like to say a couple of words in Turkmen. Dear Jeanette, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Hello all. Can you see me?
We cannot see you, but we can hear you. You can go ahead and speak.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me, even though I'm not currently part of CASA anymore, but I'm still very grateful for being here in your presence. I really appreciate how diverse it is. Again, seeing all your faces today, it's just so illuminating and very incredible to see the joy and happiness that's being celebrated in life, regardless of all the turmoil that we're all going through. Yeah, and in Turkmen, I would like to also congratulate you all with the Navruz Bayram, as we say. And Navruz Bayramınız kutlu olsun. Size bağlılık, sağlık dileyen, hem de üstünlük işinizde dileyen. yeah, so this is Turkmen. I don't know how many of you might know it. And also in Russian as well. С праздником всех, Навруза, с Новым годом. Желаю всем всех благ и вашим родным. И желаю всего самого наилучшего. And thank you all for coming and attending. Sadly, I can't see myself, but I hope this is still. Can you all hear me well though? Perfect. Yeah, thank you again for inviting. And this is such a joy and just delightful to see you all. And
absolutely. And so that you know, we're very proud of you that we have UW alumni who just graduated from the Yale University and represented Central Asian students there. We're so thankful, we're honored, and I'm sure that Central Wyoming College and the University of Wyoming are joining me to congratulate you as well. Happy graduation for you as well. With that, we would like to continue with Zamira Salim's cultural traditional yar yar. Please enjoy.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalomu alaykum hammaga. Men juda ham xursandman. Mana bugun Dilnoza xonni tayyorlagan Navruz bayrami uchun tayyorlagan shu Zoom, ya'ni live orqali tayyorlagan ko'rsatuviga juda ham xursandman qatnashganimdan va sizlarni men chaqirganingizdan ham juda ham xursandman. Men shuni aytmoqchimanki, Dilnozaxonga men Dilnozaxon bilan juda ham faxrlanamiz, chunki mana 7 yildan beri Dilnozaxonni chaqirishlari bo'yicha, shu takliflari bo'yicha biz borib o'zimizni O'zbekiston folklor, umuman bizning milliy bayramimizni shu universitetda nishonlab kelamiz. Men bundan juda ham xursandman. Dilnozaxonga kattakon rahmat aytaman. Shu Wyomingda bizning O'zbekistonni bayrog'ini ko'klarga ko'tarib, hamisha O'zbekiston haqida butun dunyoga ozgina bo'lsa ham hissalarni qo'shib kelmoqdalar. Ular bahona biz ham ularga yordam sifatida doim o'zimizning milliy urf-odatlarimizni shu Amerika bo'ylab ko'rsatib kelmoqdamiz. Hozir mana shu kelinim har doim 7 yildan beri Dilnozaxon deganlar kelinim. Dilnozaxon translate qilishingiz mumkin?
Dear friends and our guests, Zamira Salim just thanked the University of Wyoming and me for, hosting her, and also for us. She's honored, and she was honored to be here. She's proud of us, all of us, and especially that we are bringing our Central Asian flags. And as she said, made a joke, I have been on campus for 7 years celebrating this holiday, and I was the bride. For 7 years. So I'm not breaking that tradition, and
yes.
I'm going to wear my.
And I tell her I want to do my daughter today bride. She said no, I'm not gonna give my space.
And
inshaalloh Dilnozaxonni katta o'zlarini to'ylarida ham Xudo xolisa kelin salomlarni qilamiz va sizlarni hammangizni taklif qilamiz. Hammanglarni Navruz bayrami bilan qalbimdan tabriklayman. Happy holidays to everyone.
So, and I'd like to show from my wedding, my scarf that will be performed. And I'm not going to translate what Zamira said, but she wishes me to marry one day, and she invites you all to my wedding one day for big Uzbek party.
And it's gonna be big Kelin Salom.
Thank you.
Hay hay ulan canıma ulan kız yar yara ulan kız vadası da turmagana yalğaç kız yar yara yalğaç kız vadası da turmagana yalğaç kız yar yara yalğaç kız Tağda kayçak işler ya atmadım bir yar yara atmadım Toyda kelin yığlaydı yatmadım deyip yar yara yatmadım deyip yığlama kız yığlama ya uysan ki yar yara doysan ki astanesi tilladana uysan ki yar yara uysan ki Lemizni ortasida tilla sandık yar yara tilla sandık sımlar ya üzülmesin yar yara üzülmesin kilin kiya baktiye ya göz değmesin yar yara göz değmesin yar yara göz değmesin. Ana endi hozir biz kelin yor yorni aytdik. Endi kelin salomimizni boshlaymiz. Marhamat. Salam aytamiz. Avval Xudoga salom. Kelin salom aytamiz. Odam otaga salom. Kelin salom aytamiz. Momo havoga salom. Kelin salom aytamiz. Payg'ambarlarga salom. Kelin salom aytamiz. Payg'ambarlarga salom. Başıda rumalı kurban, vay yüzüde iman kurban. Başıda rumalı kurban, ay yüzüde iman kurban. Vay işi gibi taliban, erkine halı var. Kabul eyleyen eccaller, sizge salam aytamiz. Kabul eyleyen eccaller, sizge salam yar yar. Atlarda qatnagan, voy qovurg'asi chatlagan. Atlarda qatnagan, qovurg'asi chatlagan. Voy qabul eylang, dadajonlar, sizga salom aytamiz. Salom salom yar yar, kelin salom yar yar. Qabul eylang, dadajonlar, sizga salom yar yar. Solgani ki sulargan, hop do'mbirasini o'ynarkan. Solgani ki sulargan, hop do'mbirasini o'ynarkan. Voy o'g'ilchasini o'ylatgan, qaynotasiga salom. Salom salom yar yar, kelin salom yar yar. Voy o'g'ilchasini o'ylatgan, qaynotasiga salom. Voy o'g'il ko'rdim deb Teachers now, hold on. Wyoming Üniversitesi'de okuyup işli. Dilnoza hanne okutken, var mihirlerini şu kızga bergen. Salam salam yar yar, kele salam yar yar. Kabul eyle ustozlar, teacherler. Sizge salam yar yar, salam salam yar yar. Kele salam yar yar. Salamımızı yan bervaldik. Salamımızı yan bervaldik bana. Hem ilana Navruz bayramı bilan chin qalbimdan tabrikliyman. Happy holiday for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, dear Zamira, for bringing Uzbekistan to the United States, to Wyoming right now. I hope our guests and our panelists are enjoying as if they were in a true wedding. So you saw the culture, that's a tradition. Every girl who's married in Uzbekistan is so honored to have this stage and to be the star of the stage and saying thank you for every parent, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law, and all people starting from the God. We're so thankful. Thank you, Zamira, for showing this beautiful, beautiful culture. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I'm so sorry that we're a little bit running out of time, but we would like to finish because we have a beautiful show, not much, but still, if you would like to stay, please stay with us. But we really appreciate your time and we respect your time. If you need to leave, you're welcome to leave, but we will continue. And I would like to give the floor to Firuza. Firuzachka.
Да.
And from here, we would like you to pick it up and dance to that. Please dance.
Meni sevsem senanga o'zgalik kerak. Happy Navruz.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this day joyful, Dilnoza. Thank you. And we are giving the floor to Zamira's Horazm dance. Zamira Khan. While she's getting ready, I just wanted to thank all of you for joining our beautiful event today and being part of this remarkable and beautiful event, celebrating, listening, watching, and being here, being cheerful, being happy. And I know that I have colleagues here as well who has been directly working with Central Asian students. We do have our English Language Center who has been teaching Central Asian students. And then we do have Maria and Jill who were watching, cheering, Marian from the English Language Center who has been teaching graciously our students, helping them. Also, Frederica Hughes, who worked with me on an Uzbek project, going to actual Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Also, Mary Burns, who worked with English students, helping. I know we have parents, my mentees and parents of my Uzbek language class. They are participating. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I see not only one or two departments, but Teaching and Learning Center is represented by Jeff. I really appreciate you being here. And my family tuning in spite of being 4 a.m. in Uzbekistan right now, watching my Aunt Tamira and my mom, Zulfia, who has been tremendously helping me. I wouldn't be able to do any of those events if she wasn't here for me when I was writing my dissertation. So I really appreciate all of you, and especially our panelists. You are our star. Thank you so much for being here, for celebrating this day with us. We really appreciate you. And you know how important it is being in Wyoming, where we don't have much places to go and eat. And we're so sorry we couldn't serve any Uzbek food, but we hope that we may open a new restaurant of Uzbek food, hopefully coming years, where you can come and enjoy and taste Central Asian food as well. So with that, we would like to invite Zamira Salem. Please welcome her beautiful Horazm dance.
Havada Yunus'un ki salvanımı vurur, yer parçası hayran. Sensiz netleriş bu cihanı, bu cihani. Sen bana gereksin. Kurdum yolda kırsa kabul kılma hitabı, canım bana kurban. Niçin her yurdan razı diletti, divaneymiş remene. Niçin her yurdan razı diletti, divaneymiş remene. Biremiken kelmedi birden kaşım üzerine, uzanım devran. Biremiken kelmedi birden kaşım üzerine, uzanım devran. Kulun şeyhimden, kul zulkü perişan, kul zulkü perişan.
Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone enjoyed your dance. Thank you, Zamira Pa. And I just wanted to say that Zamira Salim just performed our beloved, also well-respected singer, Ortak Otajanov, who is loved by everyone. He passed away a couple of years ago. Rest in peace. Joyingiz jannatda bo'lsin. Biz sizni doim yodimizda tutamiz. Rahmat katta. Bayramingiz muborak bo'lsin. Navruz muborak, friends. Go enjoy, eat and drink. Bye. Bye, everyone. Rahmat. Rahmat. Спасибо.